So let's dive in. I'm thrilled to introduce Rick Saunders, the CEO of First Reliance Bank, our presenting sponsor. Headquartered in Florence, South Carolina, First Reliance has received numerous honors, including Best Adoption Friendly Workplace, the top 25 fastest growing companies in South Carolina, and one of the best places to work in South Carolina. So please welcome Rick Saunders.
Thank you, Charles, and thank you, Steve and Lauren from Lowcountry Local First for allowing First Reliance Bank to be your presenting sponsor today for this Good Business Summit. It certainly would be great if we were all sitting in the same room, but like most things over the past year, we've had to learn how to adapt. And at the very minimum, I think we've all had to take a reminder that as business leaders, we need to be constantly learning and growing. And I think that's what we're all here trying to do today. When my brother and I founded First Reliance Bank 21 years ago, as a small business ourselves, we always thought that someone should find a way to promote the concept of doing business locally. And it's interesting that Lowcountry Local First is right here in our own backyard. And I really didn't even know you guys existed until my team told me about you this year. And I think your mission and what you do makes a perfect fit for an organization like ours. So thank you for allowing us to be part of this great event. I also want to thank our primary sponsors that joined us in this event today. We all know that without support from great organizations like yours, events like this just can't simply happen. So let's thank Blackballed, Charleston Regional Business Journal, CityVolve, and the College of Charleston Masters of Business Administration program for their significant support. I know that if we were all sitting in the room, you would get a great standing ovation. So to solve the dilemma of why we should do business locally, I think we need to ask ourselves what that really means. And with Amazon on the internet and the low-cost big box providers on every corner, it seems, in every city, I think it is difficult sometimes for small businesses to compete. But let's not forget that as local businesses, we are neighbors. We all have a personal and professional and emotional investment in the well-being of the communities we serve and our future. And unlike the large businesses, the national, international businesses and internet providers who really are interested in market share and shareholder outputs, not only are we responsible and accountable to those same things, but we're also accountable to the well-being of our communities. But we also can't forget as local businesses that being local does not entitle us to our fair share of business opportunities. I think it may entitle us to the business opportunity discussion, but to win our fair share, we have to learn how to provide a value proposition that our consumers will find enough value in to choose us over the other traditional national low-cost providers. And after looking over the mission of Lowcountry Local First and your agenda today, it seems that you all have some added insight. You will have some added insight on just how to do that when you're done with this event. This is another great reason why I felt a partnership between us and Lowcountry Local First was perfect for our company. So while I have the microphone and I am a banker, I'm not going to do a commercial about First Reliance Bank, although I am a bit biased about our company. I want to take a few minutes and talk to you about local banking. And I've often been confused when the topic of supporting local came up, that the idea of dealing with a local bank never seemed to be part of the conversation, that the bank branch on the corner that's headquartered in another state or maybe in another country is no more local than the Walmart big box or the Amazon app that's on your smartphone. So let me tell you just a few things about local banks I think you might find interesting. Your deposit dollars that you put in your local bank are reinvested in the lending activity in that local market, directly supporting the local economy. And unlike the large regionals and nationals that use those dollars to lend in other states or countries. And when the local bank grows and thrives, we invest in hiring people from within our communities. And just Charleston alone, Charleston has about 30% of our workforce, and we have over 50 employees just in Charleston. And unlike the non-local banks, every time we grow, we're hiring people from that market to support that growth. And also, I think we need to remember that as business owners, we can't feel entitled. And just because we're local businesses, in my opinion, I think we always need to stay on top of our game, obviously. So a couple of stats about local banks. We make up 99% of all the banks in the country and only do about 10% of the business. Local banks provide about 60% of all small business loans across the country and 80% of all agricultural loans. We employ about 750,000 people across the United States. And since the Great Recession, we've lost 38% of our local banks nationally and almost the same amount in South Carolina. And this has caused us to see a loss of over 300,000 jobs nationally and over 2,700 jobs in South Carolina. And I don't know if you knew this, but we only have 45 banks in South Carolina that are locally owned. So the next time you think about making a banking decision or have a banking need, give some real thought as to how and why a local bank can help you. I am a little biased about First Reliance Banking. We would love to see you, but there are some other banks in your community that are local, and I'm sure they would love to talk to you. Again, like I said, we have over 50 people working for us in Charleston and Mount Pleasant. I would certainly think that they would love for you to come by and say hi. So this Good Business Summit concept, the idea of grow, prosper, and give back, what an amazing concept. And if you've seen the branding of our company, you'll notice that we have a tagline we put in action the very first day we went into business. It says there's more to banking than money. And too often as business owners, we get caught up in the financial outcomes of our businesses. And let's not fool ourselves. If we aren't profitable, we're not going to last long enough to do anyone any good. But we also need to learn how to have not only have a profitable business, but how do we take that challenge and become very intentional about constructing a culture of good in our companies. In the 21 years of leading First Reliance, we've been very purposeful about making a difference. And since that time, I've seen our associate engagement skyrocket, which ultimately led to an amazing customer experience. And our customer satisfaction rates today are over 95%. So be intentional about giving back. When you give an associate or a customer an emotional connection to your business, you decommoditize that relationship, and something bigger begins to happen other than money. Then the loyalty factor rises, and the financial results ultimately follow. So I hope you all have a great conference. Thank you again to Lowcountry Local First for allowing First Reliance Bank to be your partner with you on this. I hope to meet you all in person someday soon, and have a great day.
Thank you, Rick, and well said. And thank you, First Reliance Bank, for helping make all of this possible today.